What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, he's not going to say it. We are back in New York State. Kind of an unplanned trip. We got other things to take care of, but we figured we'd add a day or two to our trip. And we're camping at Watkins Glen State Park. Now, I don't think I'm going to do any of the Gorge Trail. I've been there before, and there is a Trans Am race going on at the International Speedway, which is right outside of Watkins Glen. So town is packed, the park is packed, but we've got a cabin, no electricity. I'll show that later on, but it's pretty nice. It's kind of like what I was in at French Creek State Park for Christmas, but there's just no electricity. So got like a little fan, and we'll be fine. We're just really roughing it in the cabin, but we decided we're going to check out some trails. And since River's not allowed in the Gorge Trail in the state park, and not because of his personal behavior, but just dogs in general, we are doing a section of the Finger Lakes Trail, which runs right through the park. So we drove up and out to the edge of the park, and we're on it right now. Finger Lakes Trail. And at least this section is very well maintained. We were talking to a ranger this morning, and he's like, "Oh, what makes you want to do the Finger Lakes Trail? It's not many people out there. It's going to be pretty scruffy." So I'm sure we will run into scruffiness at some point, but this comes right out of the park and goes up to, what's it called? Either Templar Falls or Ebenezer's Crossing. So something like that. Should be pretty cool. So we'll see what we have. And it'll just be a fun weekend, just doing whatever we feel like doing. We're not too far. We're only about 4/10 of a mile down the trail. Campsite, hammock friendly. And then some stairs. Going to some water that River has found. This is really nice. Wow. All right, he's enjoying himself. So this isn't that far upstream from Watkins Glen, like the Gorge Trail, all the rock cut waterfalls and all that. This is pretty nice. I don't know, it's not really coming through on the camera. There you go, a little bit better. That is a waterfall, kind of. That's a big reservoir up here. And we might not be able to make it to the falls that we wanted to go to. Well, you can, but we'd have to take a detour. There's a section of the Finger Lake Trails that goes through private property that has been closed by the owner. So you got a detour around it. So we might not go that far, but we were just talking to a woman who was coming back, and she told us about this reservoir, and I think we found it. And that's got a waterfall. So we're not really too like pinned to one decision here on what we're doing. We're just doing whatever we do. And I got a couple hammocks with us, and if we can find some trees down there, we will hang out and just chill out by this water. And if we want to go up to those other waterfalls, we can just drive up there, because there's a road that goes not too far from. We'll just drive around a detour. This looks pretty cool though. And this is a beautiful forest we're hiking in. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna keep our eyes peeled for a trail to the right, and that should take us down there. All right, we made it down to the reservoir. And Janet is looking for a spot for a river to get down there so he can go swimming. He's excited to get in that water. I think she's going that way. Not too bad. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a map, see how far we are from the detour and what that detour entails, and we'll make that decision on what we're gonna do from here. Well, I wasn't expecting there to be a shelter here. It was supposed to be curled in like that. Maybe. But there's a shelter. Don't look like anybody's used it in a while. There's no fire pit. This takes us right down to the water. And look, it looks like that road hike might be substantial. So we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. You having fun? Yeah. You with your tongue sticking out. Here, give me a stick. Oh.
Drop it.
He wants 2 sticks. All right, if you're hiking the Finger Lakes Trail and you're going east to west, when you get to this little reservoir just outside of Watkins Glen, the trail is closed 3/4 of a mile from that sign. So what you have to do is hike up this road, it looks like about a 1/4 mile, 1.5 miles down a paved road, 3/4 of a mile back down another road to get back to the trail. So we're not doing the trail, we're not trying to hike the trail, so we don't really care about that. So we're gonna turn around here, head back to the car, and then drive up to the next parking lot. We're just gonna bypass that in the car because we're only like 1.2 miles in, so not that big of a deal. And then we'll just be able to stay out and hike as long as we want without having to worry about doing a road hike. You may have heard in the background in some of the clips some loud humming and buzzing noises. Watkins Glen International Raceway is not far from here. They're having a Trans Am race this weekend, so there's quite a bit of traffic. I'd also like to avoid the road hike for that reason. But yeah, so, and if you're coming west to east, you're gonna run the same problem down on the other side of Ebenezer's Crossing, I think it is, or Templar Falls, which is where we're gonna head to. So we're gonna run back up to the car, reposition, and then get back on the trail. We'll see you then. Yep. All right, we have moved down the road, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, and not even. And we are back on the Finger Lakes Trail at the falls where we're gonna hike to. And we're really glad that we drove down a section road we would have had a hike in that detour, and it was just open and exposed to farmland. It was sunny. We would have hated it. River would have, it would not have been good for river. So, is that the campsite?
No, I'm just totally missing the device.
So we're gonna, there's a campsite right by here. What's this little disc say? This might be, up on the other side, the Finger Lakes Trail discs were white. This one says no camping here. Okay. No camping here, but there is a campsite here somewhere. So we will find it. And if there's nobody in it, we're not gonna camp, but we're gonna hang out and just enjoy. Guess we go across the top of the falls. And this isn't real deep. It's shallow enough to walk on. The rocks are extremely slippery though, so just be cautious. Yeah, under the water they're really slick. Really slick. All right. So let's see if we can figure out where this little campsite is. I mean, we're not camping, so as long as we find some trees that aren't in the way, we can just do that. What do you think?
Great.
Found the campsite. It's right here. We'll just find trees. We're not camping.
Yeah.
I'm thinking over on the other side. It's shady. There's trees. There's a no camping disc, but we're not camping.
Right.
So we can just chill out there. That's what I think. Maybe we walk up a little bit, see if there's anything on this side. Yeah. Because that's kind of close to the road over there. We will find something, but this is not it. I mean,
No,
you could camp here, and that almost looks like an equestrian post. Like you could have horses here, time off. And it's farmland, would make sense. Let's see what the sign says. Ah. See, and you should always pay attention to these signs. Because we got in late last night, like, we got here by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
It was almost 10.
By the time it was when we finally got food and got situated.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of light. We left kind of late. We see enough trees for hammocks.
Not really. It's just nice right there.
It's nice right
Maybe right there.
Oh, we'll see.
You could have it
Yeah, we're gonna take a look. And we got in, and there's nobody at the state park office. We called the number. There's no information on what to do. There's no like system at the park at the campground office that like you can get any information. So we went down to the cabin. It was locked. I'm like, I gotta go use the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. And I found a little placard like that had a non-emergency police number on her. Like not state police, but park police, the rangers. So we called that. And like, oh, we'll send a ranger down. We'll get the keys for you. So if I didn't look at that sign, that's the point. Wow, it's deep. It disappeared. If I didn't look at that sign, we would have been sleeping in the car. All right, we'll find a spot. So we just found this. Here lies geocache. Now the reason why that's a little bit bizarre is there's a cemetery right there. So I'm a little like, is that disrespectful or is that funny? Did you find it?
No, I thought.
Interesting.
No.
Oh, what is it?
Poison.
Oh no. And here's the little cemetery. Yeah, some trees here. So as long as there's not a tombstone or a geocache right here, I think we're good. Yeah, right. Oh, probably right in there. This should work. Wasn't expecting to step foot on the North Country Trail. That's pretty cool. The Finger Lakes and the North Country. So the the North Country sign said this is private property. According to the map, we should be crossing back into state forest here. I thought we were gonna go straight. We were making a right, so that may be the junction with the North Country Trail. Hi. Do they nest around here somewhere? Move on. We have made it back to camp. We hiked a little bit around looking for a spot to set the hammocks, and we got on the North Country Trail and went a little further, and it was so scruffy. Looked at someone's face. It was so scruffy we didn't want to keep going, so we decided instead of trying to find a spot out on the trail, we just come back to camp, get the hammock set up here, and we'll just chill out here. So what we've got set up is over there's our cabin, which is very nice. 4 bunks. I'll show that in a minute. But no electricity, and it was pretty warm in there last night. We stayed in there last night because we got here pretty late. But today we set up the hammocks. We're using 1 tree on this end, and then 2 separate trees at the head ends. And we've got a series of overlapping tarps keeping us protected. There's supposed to be a little bit of rain tonight. And then we're going to set up River's, well, Jan is going to set up River's tent minus the rain fly underneath here because he's going to be protected from the rain. And that should keep him pretty happy because he'll be right between us and he'll be able to see us. So, oh, here comes Jan now with the tent. And then I'll show you the cabin. Take a look at that. Now, we have been hunting waterfalls since dinner, and the first 2 we came to are right on the highway. I mean, you could park and look at them, but these are the first ones we could actually walk up to. So I don't remember what these are called. Beautiful little spot though, really cool trail. I am going ahead. River did not like those steps, so he stopped. So I'll come ahead here, see what we got, and let Jana know if it's worth coming up. Oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Alright, I don't want to get too many people swimming there. I'm going to check this out in a second. I'm going to let Jana know, let her come up here and check them out. That's a huge cliff face there. These rock features are really cool in here. Really, really cool. This area's got such neat rocks. Let's see if she's still down here. Oh, where'd you go? Oh no. Let's see if I can catch her. She definitely wants to go see that. Alright, so the last ones were Eagle Cliff Falls.
Right.
And this one is Declan Falls. So, is that thunder?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Alright, so this is Declan Falls. And we'll see what we got. Griff, hey, come on. He's like, finally. Oh, this is a multi-tier fall. Multi-drop. Alright, well, it's raining out there. I'll show you the cabin a little bit. Not much to it. There's just a shelf, bunch of bunks. There's no electricity in these, so you gotta supply your own light. I brought this little fan, got a light on it, and then I've got one of my little Coleman lamps over here. And that's all we used last night. Once this rain stops, it's supposed to stop in a few minutes here. So one little cell blown over. We're gonna go out and get in the hammocks and sleep out there tonight because it's pretty warm in this cabin. So yeah, it's a nice little cabin, but no electricity. And when it's really warm, it's really warm. So rain's over, in the hammocks we go. And then see what tomorrow's adventure is going to be. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, all done. See, not so bad. Mommy helps you in the world. I'm not trying to hurt you, Bubba. Try to get that straight.
Another day, we're looking for more waterfalls, we think. We got all kinds of stuff put into the GPS. We're going up the east side of Lake Seneca, and then we're gonna go up and around and over towards Keuka later. But we're looking for Excelsior Glen, and we think there's waterfalls. We just had our breakfast, and it is humid and possible rain showers today. But it's not too bad. It's not bad out at all. We're back on the Finger Lakes Trail. Just on another little section. And again, private property. The Finger Lakes Trail goes to a lot of private property, it looks like. So no camping in this section. And once you stay on the trail for, I think it's like 1.1 miles from the road where we're headed to. And we're on Jolly Road, that's where we're parked. Very happy spot. We found the glen and some waterfalls. Not sure if we can get to the water. It looks like the trail does cross it, so I don't know if there's a bridge or if it's an actual water crossing. It's very cool. Oh, yeah, right here. It turns right down here.
You do? Go drink the water and everything? You want me to come down? I'll check it out, bud. Check it out. Oh, yeah. It's nice, right?
Oh, this is pretty cool. This is Excelsior Glen. It is river approved. The water is not real deep here, but some of these rocks are a little bit slippery, but not all of them, so it's very tricky. This is gorgeous in here. See how far up we can go. So this is pretty cool. I already went in once. I was trying to find better footing and I slid. Sat down right in the water. That kind of sucked. Didn't get hurt, but my feet are wet. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find a way up that. And if I can, it looks like there's a trail right above us. I'm gonna see if I can get back down on the trail because I don't want to try to go back down it. Interesting. Don't know that I've ever seen that before. Let's see. That's as far as we can make it in Excelsior Glen. We might be able to go further, but we don't have good maps. We know we're coming up to the road we parked on, but we don't know how high the bridge is to get there. So we're gonna turn back, and if I saw a spot back here, we should be able to get up the embankment. A little steep, but we should be able to do it. What do you get? Oh, you don't need a skeleton of a what looks like a very large raptor. There's a claw. So here's our climb. We think there's a trail right there. Either way, we can bushwhack back down to the trail easier and we can get down those rocks. So, all right, my turn. All right, wasn't bad. Plenty of roots to grab onto. Wasn't a bad scurry. So now we're just gonna follow the creek. Which way you headed?
Towards the trail.
That way or that way?
I think you're right. That
Can we go?
trail
Oh,
went,
we can just go back the way they
where you
went.
saw the zip line, the
Yeah.
trail goes across. So let's just go back to the car.
Okay. Well, good morning. It's the last day, and we're getting ready to break down. Anyways, looking for river. Yesterday we looked for the next set of waterfalls, and they were right on the road again, so we didn't record those. And we went down to the Kaywood Point, also known as Camp Fossenview, which is like a historic women's suffrage camp that's right on Lake Seneca. And I've been there before. I'll put a link to that video in here. I didn't record yesterday. There's quite a few people, and with the National Forest cuts, there's been no one maintaining it, so the grass is pretty high around like the building, and it wasn't in the greatest filming condition because of that. So I didn't really record. We just hung out with River and let him run around. But this is the camp. I had to get creative with the tarps, but we got 2 hammocks going from one tree going to 2 trees out there, and then I've got the Dyneema tarp with the silk nylon tarp underneath it, and we got them kind of crossed up. It worked pretty good. We got back last night. There was a little water pulled up on the top, and there's still a little bit there. And when I went to dump it off, there must have been water on this tarp that I didn't see, and it kind of poured onto the hammock. But it didn't get too wet. It dried pretty quick. But that's camp. I'm getting ready to break that down. It worked really well. There's a campsite right there. We're kind of up behind it. The park road is right there, but we're down below it. And then I'll show you the cabin. I did a video of this, I think, yesterday. I'm not going to put that particular video up because I was ready to go, and I didn't really record much. But yeah, you get a nice drive-in. We didn't use the nice drive-in, nice driveway. Coffee is not kicked in yet. Nice fire pit we did not use. There's a little room around the cabins. You get a picnic table. Nice little porch, at least on this one. A couple of them are right down on the ground. I'm guessing they're like ADA accessible. It looks like that one over there has electricity, or they had a very bright battery powered light, because it was definitely lit up yesterday. But this one has no such luxury like electricity, which is fine. But they do get really stuffy. And so the first night we got here late, like, I don't know, 8:30 I think we got here. By the time we got into the cabin, it was probably 9:30. And so we didn't want to set anything up. We didn't know if those trees out there were like accessible to us. We talked to a ranger, said that was fine. So we stayed in here. And when I realized we were going to a cabin with no power, I got this little fan. And I'm going to do a separate video on this because I'm actually pretty impressed with this little thing. So it doesn't have the biggest fan blade on it, or made out of the greatest plastic, but it ran for the entire first night and for a couple hours over the past few days, each day, just straight with the light on and everything. And it's still got 3 out of 4 lights lit up for the battery bank. It's like 24,000 milliamp hours, rechargeable. It says lithium ion. I don't know, I didn't open it up to look. But it's got a battery bank and everything, so works pretty good. But the cabin itself, we got 2 like single cots, and not quite queen, but like double cots over here. No table in this one, like I had down in French Creek State Park, which, I mean, you got that little shelf, that's about it. But it is good for shelter, and it was good to have just in case the weather turned. We weren't sure what the weather was going to be like while we were here. It's called for thunderstorms and heavy rain each day, and we didn't really get it. We got a few showers here and there. Not sure about yesterday because we were kind of we're at Watkins Glen, which is at the base of Lake Seneca, and we were kind of over here and then over by Keuka Lake the rest of the day. So it looks like it rained here, but nothing major. But it was good to have this, because if it would have turned into like nasty thunderstorms, we could have just stayed in here. So it would have been great. But we're going to get camp broken down and then head off for today's adventures. And then family stuff that we got to do. And that's not going to be recorded. So, but, all right. The dog's tent's almost broken down. Way nicer tent than I have.